Welcome, dear students. Welcome again. Let's move to a tricky question at paper 4 at 2016. Okay. Our question is question number 5. Okay. What question number 5 says? Hydrocarbon are compounds which contain hydrogen and carbon. 10 centimeter cubed of gaseous hydrocarbon CXHY are burned in 1000 centimeter cubed of oxygen, which is an excess. So oxygen here in excess. Excess here means remains after the reaction ends. 2. After cooling to room temperature, the pressure there is 25 centimeter cubed of unreacted oxygen. So we have 25 centimeter cube unreacted oxygen at the end of the experiment or the reaction. Then 50 centimeter cubed of carbon dioxide and some liquid water remains also. 50 centimeter cube of carbon dioxide. 1, 2, 3. All volumes are measured under the same conditions of temperature and pressure. So let's move to question number 1. What is meant by excess of oxygen? Excess here means oxygen remains at the end of reaction. Okay, let's move to question number 2. Question number 2 said, what was the volume of oxygen that reacted with the hydrocarbon? The volume of oxygen, let's move back to the question. Here it is said that we have here 25 centimeter cubed of unreacted oxygen, and the total volume of oxygen was 100 cubic centimeter, or centimeter cubed. So unreacted oxygen equal 100 minus 25 equals 75 centimeter cubed. Question number 3. Complete the table below to express the smallest whole number or ratio. The relation between volume of hydrocarbon, volume of oxygen, volume of carbon dioxide. Volume of hydrocarbon here. Back to question. Volume of hydrocarbon, we started with 10 centimeter cubed. So volume of hydrocarbon 10. Volume of oxygen reacted 75. Volume of carbon dioxide, he said that we have about 50. So 50. Now he wants the smallest whole number ratio of volume. Smallest whole number ratio. So we have to simplify all numbers. Division 5. 5. Here division 5 and here 5. So the final numbers is 2, 15, 2, 10. Let's move to the next question. Use your answer to A3 to find the mole ratio in the equation below. Complete the equation and deduce the formula of the hydrocarbon. The ratio of hydrocarbon was 2, oxygen 15, carbon dioxide was 10. 10. And we don't know the mole ratio of water. Formula of hydrocarbon. He wants formula of hydrocarbon. So let's do this, and remember that it is a tricky question, so you have to focus on the concentration here of hydrocarbon, or the number of moles of hydrocarbon, which equal the volume. Okay, we have here about how many oxygen here we have here about 30 oxygen. So at the other side we must have 30 oxygen. How many oxygen here? We have here 20. Okay, so we must have here 10 oxygen, so it will be 10, because 10 H2O means 10 oxygen. We have here 10, so we have here now 10 oxygen, 10 oxygen. Okay, again, so we have water 10. So what about the formula? The formula we have, as we said, we have here 30 oxygen, we have 20 here and 20. So what about carbon? We should have here 10 carbon. As you see here, we should have here 10 carbon, and hydrogen we should have here 10 H2O. Should have 20 hydrogen. We should have 20 hydrogen. So remember that we have here 2 as a factor. So we have the formula may be 2C to have 10 carbon, C5, because 2 multiplies 5 equal 10. Okay, H10, because if we have 2 multiplies 10, 20. So the final formula will be C5H10. And remember that this is a tricky question. You have to focus on the volumes you had from previous minutes. Okay, B, question number T. Okay, cracking is used to convert long chain alkanes into shorter chain of alkanes and alkenes. So cracking of a long chain of alkanes will give us shorter chain of alkanes and alkenes. Okay, so alkenes are unsaturated. What's meant by unsaturated? Unsaturated here means compounds or hydrocarbons that contain double bond. Okay, the question, decane here C10H22 can be cracked to give propene. Okay, and one another product. Complete the chemical equation. Here this is decane. Decane will be decomposed into propene. This is called propene. Okay, propene, and what it must give also alkane. So we have here 10 carbon as the original hydrocarbon, and we have here 3. We take 3 from it, so we have another 4. C4, we have 7. Okay, 7 carbon, C7. Remember that it is an alkane, so the formula of alkane is CnH2n plus 2 plus 1 2. So 2 multiplies 7 is equal 14 plus 2. Okay, so how many carbon we have here? 22. So we will have here about 16. Okay, 16, right? Yes, okay, 16. So this was the answer of this question. Let's move to the next question. This, what's meant by the term unsaturated? Unsaturated means hydrocarbon which has a double bond. Okay, next question. Describe a test to show that propene is a net unsaturated compound. We have a common test by which we can test the unsaturated hydrocarbon or the double bond. Okay, by using aqueous bromine, or bromine in water. Okay, aqueous bromine. What will happen to aqueous bromine after addition to unsaturated hydrocarbon? It will be decolorized, okay, or change into colorless compound. Okay, next question. Okay, sorry. Propene can be polymerized. Okay, the only product is polypropene. Equation for the polymerization is, as we know, polymerization process have different type. We have addition polymerization, okay, we have condensation polymerization, and so on. So we have here propene, it will polymerize to polypropene. So let's move to the question, okay. So name the type of polymerization. That's okay. Okay, the type of polymerization here is called addition polymerization, as I said from several minutes. Addition, because we add many hydrocarbons to each other. Addition polymerization. Question number 2, deduce the maximum mass of polypropene that could be produced from 1 kilogram of propene. The mass is the same, 1 kilogram. Okay, the mass is the same. The mass of polymerization of the product of polymerization equals the mass of the reactants. Okay, give the empirical formula of C, another color, of propene. Propene has the formula of 3 carbon, okay, H 6. So empirical formula mean that the smallest number ratio between atoms. So by division of 3 and here 3, we will have C1 1 will not be written, H2. Polypropene, okay. Polypropene also will have the same formula, CH2. Okay. Okay, question number 6. This question about extraction of metals. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Zinc is extracted from one ore is called the blende, which consists mainly of zinc sulfide, okay, ZNS. The zinc sulfide in the ore is first converted into zinc oxide. Describe how zinc oxide is made from zinc sulfide. How many marks we have here? Have here only 1 marks, okay. So we can obtain zinc from zinc sulfide by heating in oxygen. Heating in oxygen, okay. Heating in oxygen. So write chemical equation for the reaction UI. Zinc sulfide, okay, plus oxygen O2 will give Zn O to replace oxygen plus SO2. By balancing the equation, we'll have here 2 ZnS and the 3 O2, okay, and we have here 2 ZnO and the 2 SO2. Okay. Next question. Okay. So zinc oxide is converted into zinc. Zinc oxide and coke are fed into a furnace. Hot air is blown into the bottom of the furnace. Zinc has melting point of 420 and boiling point of 907. The temperature inside the furnace is over 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. Explain. Let's move to the question here. Explain how zinc oxide is converted into zinc. Okay. How zinc oxide converted into zinc. Okay. So he is asking us about the procedure. How many marks here? You have 3 marks. Okay. So firstly, we have to write. We have to heat carbon with oxygen. Okay, in exothermic reaction to give us CO2, carbon dioxide. Okay, and write exothermic reaction beside it. Exothermic reaction. Okay, 1 mark. The second mark, okay, carbon again, okay, carbon again will react with carbon dioxide, CO2, they form carbon dioxide, to give us two, okay, 2CO, two molecules of carbon monoxide, okay. Again, these two marks, we have here another mark. The final mark is obtained, so at the end we will have about the 3 marks we aim to have. So zinc oxide, okay, zinc oxide, or zinc sulfide, okay, zinc oxide plus carbon monoxide will give the zinc plus carbon monoxide, okay, CO2. Okay, so firstly we had zinc oxide. Next we will make a reaction between zinc oxide and the carbon monoxide to have zinc, okay, at the end of the reaction. So as you see, we have 3 mark now. Let's move to the question number 2 and to know what examiner want from us. Explain why the zinc produced inside the furnace is a gas. Why? Because the temperature inside is above 1000 degrees Celsius. The temperature inside it is above 1000 degrees Celsius, okay. And the boiling point, as he said to us here, boiling point is, yes, boiling point here, as we said, about what, about 1000 degrees Celsius, okay. So let's move to the last question. State the name of the physical change of conversion of gaseous zinc into molten, okay. This process is called condensation, from gas to liquid, condensation. Sorry, handwriting is not good, okay. C. Rusting of steel can be prevented by coating the steel with layer of zinc, okay. So zinc will be oxidized, then iron or steel. Explain in terms of electron transfer why steel does not rust even if the layer of scratched, so that the steel is exposed to air and water, okay. So we have to understand that we are talking about the reactivity series, okay. So at the reactivity series, zinc is higher than oxygen, higher than iron, okay. So zinc loses, so zinc is higher than iron, so zinc is more reactive, okay. Zinc is more reactive, more reactive, more reactive. Zinc will lose electrons, okay, or zinc oxidized, okay. Iron or steel or oxygen, okay, will gain electrons, okay. So we can say that electrons lost will moves to iron, Fe, okay, will move to iron. So therefore iron does not lose electrons or oxidized, therefore iron does not oxidize, okay. Thank you for listening. Inshallah we will complete our session in the next lesson. Thank you, my friend.